702.
Let's walk the talk on 92.7
and 106 FM.
On the sharing space, we get to hear from you. It could be that you have a problem in your relationship, at work, at play, or anywhere else, and you need 702 lenders to guide you, to give you some insights, counsel, and inspiration or advice of any sorts. So you get to write to Clement, and we read it out. After reading this out, that's when we get to hear from our listeners. We draw from the pearls of wisdom of our listenership to ask for assistance. This comes from Anonymous, as usual. And let me read it out to you, what Anonymous is saying. Hello, Clement. I would change that to Thabo just for today. But nonetheless, she goes on to say, I'm married to a loving man who had a daughter with someone else before we met. His daughter is 8 years old and love her like my own. I also have my daughter with my husband. She's 4 years old. My husband's daughter visits us maybe twice, 3 times a month. And over the past few months, her mom has become more and more controlling about what we can do with her when she visits. Last week, she sent her daughter to us with a letter of do's and don'ts. In the letter, she said we couldn't braid her hair and anymore. And then she said we can't force her to go to church, and we cannot take her phone away from her because she must always be able to reach her. I was very annoyed by this because it seems to be getting worse. But my husband seems to just want to keep peace. I'm not sure why his ex-wife feels the need to micromanage us when we are also parents. I need my husband to do more to fight for us. But he says he's scared she will prevent his daughter from seeing him. I want to confront her, but I don't want there to be tension between my husband and his ex. Please ask your listeners, what should I do? Hot news. What must she do? It's a very interesting problem, but I think it's more prevalent given the rate of divorce amongst South Africans, especially of recent, that more and more families go separate ways and the kids get to now be exposed to new partners. And the new partners may have their own set of values, and the baby mamas or baby daddies would want to retain a semblance of authority over those children because this child spends lots of time with mommy and gets to see daddy with the new mom only on weekends, I'd like to presume, once or twice in a month, 3 times in a month. So when she's exposed to a new family, the real mom says, no, don't touch my child's hair, my daughter's hair. I like it the way it is. Don't take her to church and expose her to your dogmatic outlooks in life. I don't want her subscribing to the Catholic faith or the Shembe faith or the ZCC faith that you guys subscribe to. I like her the way she is as happy, clappy, and born again. Don't take her to those reformist churches. Leave her at home. And by the way, her phone must always be with her because when I want to speak to my daughter, she must always be available. But the new mom, or should I say the stepmom, is not taking any of that. She's saying, if your daughter is with us, she will do what is being done by the Romans in Rome. Herein is my list of things. She must adhere to them if she must enter these gates, because I determine what is going on. Who's right? Who's wrong? Apparently the dad is not very open to speaking up about the stuff. He doesn't want to ruffle the feathers. He's thinking that if I put my foot down, the baby mama drama will ensue and she'll tell me that I can't see my daughter anymore if I've got a big mouth. And there goes me seeing my daughter and spending time with her. What must they do? This is on the sharing space. I'd love to hear from you. Please proffer your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions, your advice on 072 702 1702 via a voice note Alternatively, text messages, or you can just call us directly and share with us what must Anonymous do on 072 702 1702 011 883 0702. 17 minutes to 12 o'clock.
702
Let's walk the talk on 92.7
and 106 FM.
Dear Anonymous, the advice I wish to give is from a social work perspective. Primarily, that the mother of the 8-year-old needs to recognize your boundaries, and you and your husband need to set some boundaries for her. House rules at your house apply, while house rules at her house apply. And she needs to respect your house rules, and you will have to respect hers as well. And that is how the child will also learn that when I'm at daddy's, these rules apply. When I'm at mummy's, these rules apply. The second thing is that
Oh no, please let us know what the second thing is. I'd love to know. Please complete that voice note and send it through again if you don't mind. Only on the second thing. Pick up from the second thing is on 072 702 1702. I hear you. You're saying your house, your rules, but she's raising, this baby mama is raising very interesting issues like the hair. Hair is a very sensitive issue. I think we all know that. But secondly, the religion. It could be that you subscribe to a different religion in that household, and they are Anglican and you are, Methodist. And the mama is saying, I don't want that Methodist stuff to go into my child's head. And you guys are staunch Methodists in that house, and you'll be coming here and giving us tunes from Amatotana Sewesel. I don't want my daughter singing those hymns. So I don't want it to go to that church. I'm just making an example. I've got nothing against Amatotana Sewesel. As a matter of fact, I love their albums. Great stuff. But I digress. The real important stuff is you don't want a certain exposure for your child when they go and visit and they're exposed to various other dogmatic stuff that you perceive to be inconsistent with your worldview. And they get there and they come back and they bring it to your house and they're like, that stepmom is now putting ideas into my child's head. Well, or is she right? Her house, her rules. Let me know. 011-883-0702. Alternatively, 072-702-1702.
Hi, Thabo. Yeah, there's for me, there's clearly a communication problem here. And what Anonymous needs to do is to have a friendly conversation with the husband, and both of them arrange a meeting with the baby mama and ventilate all the challenges. So clearly all of these things are coming from somewhere. So there are probably some incidents in the background that have taken place that have led to these kind of things being said now. So, when it comes to the hair, stepmom and mom, let's communicate and say, okay, no, I think she needs to get her hair done. Where would you like me to do it? That way, if the child misbehaves, agree on a set of rules and a set of sanctions. In other words, for lack of better words, Shivas in Boksburg.
Yeah, Shivas, I get that. And I think that's very clear. As far as discipline is concerned, that's very clear. But what about religion? She's very specific. And the hair. Why would the stepmom want to change her hairstyle of an 8-year-old? Leave her the way she is. She came with pigtails, and leave the pigtails. Just comb them, maintain them, and her mom will then decide. Why would you want to change the child's hairstyle? I think I'm with the baby mama on this one. I think I am with the baby mama. It's her child, and she doesn't want a lot of changes that she must then deal with over the weekend. And you've had the child for just a few days, and now she must redo everything else because in your household you do things in a certain way. I'm saying that and hiding under the table before I'm thrown by things on social media. But what say you? It could be that you're in that situation. What happens when your stepdaughter visits? Your house, your rules, or do you stick to the baby mama's list of stipulations? Let us know. 011-883-0702.
Hi, good day, guys, everybody. So on this baby mama issue, look, the first counselor or social worker is right. Now, the woman is still trying to run the house of another woman, and the other woman is saying, no, you won't. And this is an issue between the two of them. One is that they must stay out of each other's space respectfully. And then, the mother to the child, when the child is at the father's place, leave the trust to the father to take care of his own child, and stop trying to interfere and take care of the child while they're there, unless you are saying the child is not taken care of, because he does the same. When he's not giving you rules when the child is at your house, it is still his child as much as it's your child, right? And women tend to, and excuse me by saying this, but the gender tends to come in each other's crosshairs based on territory and other things. It just doesn't.
Good morning, Thabo. Here's my advice to Anonymous. Anonymous, you know what? That baby mama is trying to frustrate you. She's trying to provoke you, because she knows what she's doing is wrong. But if I were you, I'll just leave that child like that. Don't touch her hair. Leave it with dandruff or whatever it is. When you go to church, take your own 4-year-old, leave the other one behind. Because isn't that what your mom wants?
Yes.
Stop entertaining them. Let the dad read those rules, those letters that the mother writes, and let the father do those things and stay away from it. Otherwise, she's trying to provoke you. Thanks, Tammy.
Yeah, thanks for that. And fathers are weak. I was going to say fathers are cowards. He was going to always try to keep peace with the new lady, at times at the expense of the child. So the baby mama is saying, not with my child. Not with my child. Babalo, you're calling us from Joburg. Hi.
Hi, Thabo. How are you?
I'm free. I'm chilled. How are you, Babalo?
I'm good. Thabo, with the whole situation, I think the lady she's just not off herself. Children need both parents. So once the child goes to the other parent, you should be free, because they are at their safe haven. And even if when they come to that side, that means the father has to say that side of the mother, you don't have to break my cheese. And when she goes, you understand what I'm saying? The vice versa.
Yeah, it would be because a tug of war.
They're fighting. They're fighting each other.
Yeah,
it's all about love. You love your kid regardless of what. When she comes back, if there's a mistreatment, she will tell. She's old enough to understand. Yeah. I see this thing not. It doesn't have to be escalated to what it is right now. They're supposed to speak. They're adults. They're not even a child. Now they're fighting like child through a child.
Definitely, Babalo. But may I ask a question very quickly before I go to Simon? Between the stepmom and the real mom, who do you think would have the child's best interest at heart? Let us know. Simon in Pretoria, hi.
Yes, John. You know what? I think from my own point of view, Anonymous must just be strong and make peace, that child is coming for 2 times a month, 2 weekends. So it's better she doesn't touch the hair. She doesn't take her to church, because the person who is bound to lose is Anonymous. This woman wants to provoke her and make them fight, him and her and the husband. You understand? The person who is going to bound to lose love here, because if it's my child, I'm going to, look after my child. But now if my wife wants to get involved in that, we are going to fight. So it's better not just keep quiet, be strong. She comes for 2 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, she's gone. The problem is finished.
Simon, thanks very much for that. I really appreciate it. 011-883-0702. I'd love to hear from you. And here's some text messages that came on 072-702-1702. Good morning, Thabo. Children are carrying heavy burdens because of the parents. Anonymous, leave the child because that's how she wants the child to look like. Just leave it at that. Another text message says, but the father also has a say on what should apply to his daughter. Well, he sees the child only twice a month. The mom is there all the time. Maybe the stepmom should just take a chill pill, because the mom would have the best interest of the child at heart better than the stepmom. I don't know. You tell me. It could be that I'm wrong and you want to put me in my place like you always do. Feel free to do so on 072-702-1702. Regarding Anonymous, it's not rocket science to keep peace. She must just abide by what the biological mom wants, period. A message from Erwit Machinya Tsimbi in DK, Deep Kloof. Bandile, you're in Centurion. Hey.
Yeah, hi, brother. How are you?
Hey, how's it, Bandile? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, my comment here is, I mean, I was married and I had a child and also the mother. But the shared parenting is to respect each other within the child. So the father, for things like hair, like I get the hair because it's a long period and I see them only for a short period. That's an easy communication. I'm taking the child for hair, whatever, because there's this. Then the mother might then say, no, it's fine. I've already planned.
Yeah, Bandile, the line is terrible, but I think I got the gist of what you're saying, that husband must step in and manage these two ladies. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bandile. Please, maybe we'll try again if there's time. I'm not sure, but your line was very terrible. Apologies for that. And what do you do? I think the husband is caught between a rock and a hard place, because the new mama, the new lady in his life will then say, oh, you're taking your ex girlfriend's side, you don't respect me, I'll walk away. And on one end, baby mama will say, you're afraid of that new girlfriend of yours. The guy is in a difficult place, but also I'm sure he wants very little to do with plaiting of the child's hair. He couldn't be bothered. But why is the new mom, why is the stepmom so fixated with the hair and taking the child to church? Those happen only once in a while. You don't really have to touch that. I mean, the mom is not saying, don't discipline my child. She's not saying you must tell me what the child eats. She's very specific on one or two issues. Why don't you just say, oh, okay, thank you very much, and leave it at that? Well, I'd love to hear from you. It could be that you are in that situation. Let us know on 072-702-1702.